สวัสดีครับมาบูไฮ Hola Hi
Hi.
everybody around the world Before we going to enter into the new year 2022, we're going to close year 2021 with amazing program tonight with my special guest from Rhode Island. Okay, meet my special guest, Queen of Rhode Island, 2021, Mikala Joly, Miss Rhode Island, 2021. And I will let her to speak with all the fans before we going into her live and next. Okay. Hi, how are you, Mikala?
Hi, I'm good. Hi, everyone. Happy almost New Year. Happy to be here.
Right, that's good. That's good. So, it's quite there's something in between before we get tonight because we have to postpone until we finally get her. So it's going to be special talk today. I'm sure about that. So, Mikala, how are you, by the way?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good, thank you. Very excited. Okay, so Mikala, before
Yes.
we go into all your work, I would love to know how did you get involved with pageantry at the first place?
So I started pageantry when I was 18 and I competed at Miss Rhode Island, USA.
Mm,
And I kind of just did it to step out of my comfort zone and try something new. And I ended up making awesome friends and I just really liked it. And it made me feel more confident and just I felt better about myself and I found myself to be happier. So I continued doing it and I did Miss Rhode Island USA the following year and Miss Rhode Island International 2015. And
mm,
then I competed in Florida when I graduated with my bachelor's degree at Miss
mm,
Florida USA.
mm.
And now I have joined the Earth system. So I'm really happy to be here.
Wow. So actually, you have been experiencing so many genre of pageantry indeed.
Yes.
So, anyway, before we move into your pageantry life thoroughly, I would love to know about your childhood. What kind of education you actually doing aside from participating in pageantry?
Yep. So I grew up with just my mom, and she is one of 11, and I was an only child. So I grew up with a really big family, but I was the only child, which was really fun.
Mm,
And then when I was in fifth grade, my mom remarried, and
mm,
I got two stepbrothers who are awesome. We get along really well, and my
mm,
stepdad Joe, who's awesome, and they just had their 15-year anniversary this year. So that's
mm,
awesome. I have a bachelor's degree in fine art, and I just graduated last week with my master's in art education.
mm.
So I'm going to be a K through 12 art teacher. I mostly would like to teach high school, but I've taught almost every single grade at this point.
Mm, right. Mm. So, you start pageantry quite early at 18, and
Yep.
now you is 6 or it's about 8
Yep.
long. Yeah, span. Your career span over 8 years. So, I would love to know, how would you see some evolution within pageantry over 8 years from your started until today?
So I feel like when I first started, it was mostly just like beauty pageant and like it was kind of just mostly based on looks and a certain body type and a certain type of girl that would fit a certain stereotype. And now I feel like it is so empowering for women and I feel like everyone's doing so much work. We're all doing such like good community service. We're doing things like recycling projects and teaching and cleanups and we're just giving back to the community much more than I did at the beginning of my pageant journey. And I also feel like women supporting women is a lot bigger now, which is awesome.
Mm. Happy New Year.
Yes.
From Mikala. Is unbelievable. It's big rupture for me. Okay. She's an artist. Okay, she's an artist, and um, she draw me. Okay, picture of me, and she sent me to my IG, and I just realized now, so I couldn't contain. Oh my, um, couldn't describe my feeling indeed. Appreciated, more than appreciated indeed. So thank you. A big surprise. So all the fans,
Of
you know,
course. I
so
actually have an even bigger surprise, so a sneak peek if any of my Miss Earth sisters are watching. But I have drawn all of them.
wow, wow,
So so I'll have a little something to give them when
wow,
I get to nationals.
wow. So like many people said, sometimes life would offer you something that you never expect.
Yes.
Okay, which is I experience it now. Okay,
Yes.
I couldn't expect it. Indeed, I'm so honored that you chose me as your
Of
model. And
course.
please please send me. Okay, send
Yes.
me. And I will keep it, and I will post it. All right.
Awesome. Of
So
course.
right. So fans, I'm so glad. It's such an ecstasy. Okay. Oh, amazing indeed. Amazing. Okay, we go on. We come back to where we are about pageantry again. Okay. So, Nicola, I'm wondering about whenever you chose to, make crossover among pageantry, what inspired you to do just that? Like you start with Miss USA, right?
Yep.
And then you move to international. Uh
Yep.
huh. Right. Sort of. I mean, I would love to know, or
Yep.
the reason behind each transition. So
Yep.
it would give some idea for the young generation to follow suit.
Yes. So I started in the USA system, and I had a friend who had done it before and recommended me trying it out. So I did that first, and I really loved it. And I did Miss Rhode Island International so that I could get practice for
Mm,
Miss Rhode Island USA the following year because I didn't
mm.
really know much about that system. And then I ended up getting the title of Miss Rhode Island International 2015, which was awesome. So that was the first pageant that I got a title at.
Miss
And
Grand International.
Miss US International, Miss Rhode Island US International.
Yeah. Okay,
Yes,
right.
yes.
Miss Grand International. Mm-hmm.
So then after that, I went back to USA system during college a little bit. And then I kind of took a break for a little bit when I was getting my master's. I didn't really compete for a couple of years. And
Mm,
then the Miss Earth system actually reached out to me
mm.
last year and asked if I wanted to represent Rhode Island at nationals. And I was like, of course. And I just hopped right back into it and right back into the flow of things.
Wow. So actually, you had a hiatus for a while until you get back to pageantry, right?
Yep.
Because you stopped for a couple of years
Mm,
to pursue your studying.
yes.
So you, don't you feel it's hard because you need to get a bit of rough, sort of to retouch some skill, and
Yeah. Um,
then you just go on along with the new system.
so I feel like I've maintained like my fitness and my health. So that part has been pretty okay. And even though I haven't been doing pageants over the past couple of years, I've still been meeting up with some of my pageant coaches, like my interview coaches.
Mm,
So just for like job interviews and just to talk and catch up and
mm.
just see how I'm doing. So I feel like I've kind of still stayed connected in the pageant realm, even when I wasn't competing. So that's always a good thing.
Right, right. So according to your profession, you're a teacher. Uh-huh.
Yes.
and you're an artist as well.
Yes.
You're very specializing on fine art, I mean visual art. So now you're competing in research. I would love to know what what kind of new things would you bring to show your vision or purpose in research
Yes.
competition.
So I would really like to elevate my platform of art for change.
Mm,
And I would like to bring that to a national scale. So I was just teaching children and students across the country about how
mm,
they can recycle and how they can create art by recycling, or how they can create art to promote recycling and promote
mm,
change in their community. So I
mm,
just like that I can tie in something that I love and my career
mm,
and pageantry all in one thing
mm.
and just live it. So I'm pretty much just living what I'm teaching about. And I feel like
Mm.
that's really important.
Okay, right. So, mind you, if I ask what level of education that you actually working on, like elementary or high school?
So
Or,
I was just teaching middle school, but I'm moving up to high school next year, most likely.
okay, right. So I think it's quite related, very correlated between your profession and
Yes.
your advocacy, because what you're doing is sort of the root of
Yeah.
all kind of development in the world.
Hmm.
You know, you mingle closely with children,
Yes.
the future of the earth. Uh-huh.
Exactly.
So I wonder indeed in your class or in your daily, how do you insert your advocacy or actually your determination of the course in, into your tutoring
Yes.
on your student on your
Um,
school.
so I use a lot of recycled materials in my own artwork. I even used recycled newspapers and magazine covers for my Miss Earth talent submission. And I love making things out of something that would just be thrown away and making it
Mm,
into something new that can be appreciated. And
mm,
I constantly am teaching that to my students. One of the first projects that I did with them this year was taking a book that had a broken spine, and we
mm,
took all of the pages out of it, and they each used a page to create a new painting on it, so that
mm,
they were taking an old book that would have been thrown away and turning it into art that they could appreciate in a new way. And
mm,
so it was cool. They really liked it. And at first they were like, why are we writing on the book? But afterwards they were like, this is so cool. Like the book was all ripped up and it was unreadable. And now I can frame it and put it on my wall, and I can bring it home to my mom and give it to her as a present. And
mm,
they really liked it. It was cool.
mm. So I mean, in Thailand, there actually there's some shop, but not that prevalence. Okay, they try to use some upcycling paper to make like a wrapping
Oh,
for the piece.
nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's nice. That's nice. But it's I don't know. I think it's probably hard to obtain. I think the cost is pretty high, so it's not that that's it's not that prevalent yet. Okay, in the
Yeah.
market. So from your experience, you're adult, but what you doing every day? You been among the young soul. So tell me then, how different between adult and the young generation when you talking or when you convince them to help save the earth? Which group of people would you being
Um,
hard to be convinced?
so I think that it's easier to convince the little kids. One,
Mm,
because they're easier to get excited. You can
mm,
make it more relatable to them. They
mm,
love being outside to begin with, so like
mm,
that's very easy for them to just go outside and have a good time.
mm,
And there's less embarrassment, or there's less fear of judgment with little
mm,
kids. So when I ask a question in a class of little kids, everyone's speaking out, everyone's answering and giving their opinion. But with older kids, if I ask a question about like climate change, or if I ask a question about like proper recycling habits, if kids don't know the exact right answer, some kids will be scared to speak up because they don't want to be embarrassed of knowing the wrong answer. Some kids are embarrassed that their friends will make fun of them or judge them. And I feel like it's just like harder to get like the older middle school kids and the high school kids to really like speak up and be passionate about a cause until you get them really involved in it personally.
Right. Did you? I mean, about productivity of your calling on student.
Yes.
Would you find that they can absorb well of what you telling them?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like even the little kids, some of them talk so adult and they're just so well spoken, and they know what's going on in the world like to some extent, which is another reason why it's harder with adults, because some adults are skeptics and some
Mm,
adults don't believe what's going on in the world. So
mm,
it's harder to convince adults to change their mindset because it's already been developed over the years.
mm,
And with kids, you can help them form a mindset of thinking environmentally and thinking in an eco-friendly manner. So
mm,
it's just easier to like hone that in them.
mm. Right. So, if you got a powerful voice that when you speak up, people in the office can be convinced by you and probably take some action according to you.
Yeah.
So, what else would you like to implement into the educational system that could help conserve the earth better?
So obviously recycling, I think, but not just recycling. I think that it needs to be more promoted, and proper recycling needs to be promoted. Like one of the schools I was at, I did a big mural on the wall of a
Mm,
recycling bin with a bunch of objects going into the bin, but it's all objects that the kids would see at lunch or they'd
mm,
see around the classroom that should be recycled. So they know what should be going in the bin and what should just be thrown away in the regular trash can. And I feel like it just needs to be taught about more. And I feel like be educated on what's going on. And maybe
mm,
even in like geography classes about
mm,
climate change around the world. I feel like that's super important as well. And
mm,
I feel like sometimes if it's not immediately in front of the child or if it's not in their everyday life, it's
mm,
hard for them to believe that it's happening somewhere else.
mm.
So by actually showing them and being like, this is what's going on and this is how we can help as individuals, that's just very important with little kids.
Mm. Yep, quite interesting. So, as you pursue your course while you working as well, how do you envision the trend? Would it be better about the people in the society from young generation onward going to participate more in preserving or conserving the earth?
Well, I'm hoping that if like by starting with the younger generations and teaching them like what they need to know and the foundations of what they need to know to live a sustainable life and live like environmentally friendly, I
Mm,
feel like them growing up, hopefully, like if I'm doing my job right, they'll teach the kids underneath them and will inspire younger kids beneath them. And it'll just be a cycle that continues. And hopefully just like it begins to just be routine almost.
okay. So, about the local agency or the local government over there, would that says like the waste elimination system um, to be ready to like to handle all or upcycling so cycle that you're working on or you're trying to promote?
Yep. So Rhode Island has their own recycling center, but we also have a recycling resource center, and it's called it's like Recycling Rhode Island for Education,
Mm.
and it is a nonprofit organization that if I am awarded one of the Beauties for a Cause grants at Miss Earth USA, the money that I receive will be going to them. And this is an organization that collects recyclable resources, but not just things that can be recycled like paper. It'll like have like old computers or old posters, just like things that art teachers or just any teachers could use again in their classrooms in a new way. So it's kind of what I was doing with the books that had to be like torn apart and used again to make paintings. This organization collects materials and distributes them to our educators around the state so that instead of buying new materials and creating new waste, they're just reusing things that are able to be made into new things.
Okay, Mikala. Before we going to talk further, I would love to bring some comment from fans,
Sure.
and fans would love to say hi to you as well, and some also pass on that question. All right, I might start with my regular fans. Mama Elizabeth Go from Taiwan. She Chinese Filipinos. Okay. Thank you, Mama, for visiting. And she said, "Happy New Year to all, everyone. Happy New Year to you too."
Happy
All
New
right.
Year.
Yes, yes. Mikala, might you say hi to Elizabeth, please?
Hi, Elizabeth. Happy New Year.
Yes, good. And this from Thai, Kun Thanapol said that vineyard. And also, this is Raf. Good morning, Mikala and Co. So probably Raf may be in USA, probably.
Yeah, he's
Because
correspondent for Miss Earth USA. Morning, Ralph.
okay. Hi, Raf. How are you? Thank you for watching. Thank you indeed. And also this question, okay, direct from Philippines. Hello, Miss Earth, Rhode Island. Greeting from Philippines. I just want to ask, what role did your family play to you as a candidate to Miss Earth United States?
So my family has been so supportive throughout this entire process. They have donated to our nonprofit organization. They have helped me put on fundraisers. They've come to cleanups with me around the state. We've done a few cleanups with Save the Bay and the Clean Earth Project. And they also threw me a surprise send off party last week, which I had no idea about. And I am never surprised. I always know what's going on. And my family totally had me fooled. And they were all at this one restaurant to surprise me and wish me luck and send me off. And it was just so great. So the love and support is there.
So wonderful indeed. And I even sitting here, okay, I just could feel if I was you, how jubilate I could be, got surprised by the whole family.
Yeah.
I'm ready to fight in full force.
Mhm.
Even that's, that's big support with the surprise well. And also, thank you, Raf. I'm okay, cool. Love watching your show and interview. Thank you indeed. So I'm glad that you addicted to my program. Just keep
Yes.
addicted, okay? And also, Mikala, I'm very
Yes.
interested in one point. In your bio, you said that you visit um, across the states to promote your cause through your profession, like a teaching student. So, and also, you offer a variety of ways to get them learned. So, might you give me some broad picture? How different or how variety did you offer to the students across the stage in
Yep.
different ways to inspire them to follow your advocacy?
So with the younger students, I did the recycling projects, which was the book pages and using some recycled scrap paper to do different projects. With the really young kids, they use the book pages as a canvas. With my second graders, they used scrap paper, and we learned about sea turtles and ocean conservation. And they used the scrap paper to make their own like sea turtle collages. And they would make like a bunch of like kelp and seaweed out of the scrap paper, but everything had to be reused paper. They couldn't grab any new paper. They had to like go through the recycling and use what they could find. So that was really fun with them. And then my whole platform was art for change. So besides recycling, I wanted to show students how they can use art to promote change in their community. So one day at a school in Cumberland, Rhode Island, the entire school wore blue, and we all wore blue to raise awareness to bullying prevention and just like to treat others how they want to be treated. And the way that I was teaching it to the kids was that as a whole school, we're all wearing blue as a collective to raise awareness to this cause. And when someone who isn't from our school sees all of us in blue, they're going to wonder why. And you'll tell them that it's to raise awareness about bullying prevention. And that's how you're promoting, because we're all collectively wearing the same. So that's like art in the form of fashion to promote social change. And then I painted a recycling mural. So that was public art to promote environmental change, because it was a mural that shows students how to recycle. And then with my 8th graders, I actually had them do a research project on a social issue that is of concern to them. And I had about 4 or 5 do pollution. I had 4 or 5 do climate change. And they had to draw a picture of the social issue without any words, and just like what they envisioned the issue as. And then research the issue and write 5 facts underneath, so that when we hang them up in the hallway and people look at the paintings or look at the drawings, they'll also learn about what the drawing is trying to get across and what the drawing is trying to teach them about.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many hours have you got daily, Mikala?
I've gone to, I think it was 9 schools in the last like 3 months. And I've been with so many kids, but the little kids are so much fun to be with. And with the older kids, once you get them interested, they're just as great. But they like, once you get them hooked on it and like it's something that they are passionate about, it's awesome to watch.
Okay. I tested you because according to you, I just imagine along your explaining, and I couldn't do that within 24 hours that I got. I mean, you design assortment of scheme to teach each particular group of student. So it's required time. And also your creativity as well. So that's why I'm very amazed at how well did you do with your time management skill. Okay, that's amazed me.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, amazed me. That's amazed me. So all the fans, another things. Don't you know that? Actually, Mikala.
Yes.
Actually was an athlete before. So what kind of sport did you actually seriously involved?
So I played soccer my whole life, which Ko knows because she loves soccer. And I still play soccer occasionally, but now I'm actually a youth soccer coach. I volunteer at a town in Rhode Island, and I teach U6 girls. So just little girls, like 4, 5, and 6 years old. And they're so cute. And that's around the age I started playing. My first soccer game, I was 3 years old. And I just love it. I love the sport, and I love coaching it, and I love playing it.
So, actually, I really wonder why you, just outside, outside a pageantry a little bit. Why you actually went for soccer?
So I feel like I just loved the competitiveness, and
Mm,
I loved how active it was.
mm,
I played every sport growing. I tried everything once. I did dance, I did cheerleading, I did tennis, I did basketball,
mm,
but the only thing that really stuck was soccer. And I think it was also like the constant flow of the game too. Like with softball, like you get to hit the ball and then you have to sit on the bench until it's your turn again. And I was like, that's not for me. Like I want to be moving, and I want the game to keep going. And I just got super into it. And then when my mom married my stepdad, he was my coach for
mm,
5 or 6 years. And then I
mm,
started coaching. And
mm.
it's such a great game. I just love it. And I feel like it's a good starter sport for kids too.
So, okay, all the fans, I would love to let you know, okay, USA women's soccer is actually the powerhouse
Yes, they
in the
are.
world. You know, the powerhouse. I got goosebumps even I'm telling you here because I'm a soccer fanatic. Okay, I'm a Liverpool fan since I was very young, and also internationally in the world level for women. I actually always behind USA. Okay, USA is my favorite team. Okay, whenever the World Cup of women's soccer. Okay, so that's why I'm asking Mikala why she went for soccer. And soccer in USA, especially women, is huge thing. Okay, and I'm really glad because US has actually helped driving soccer to be, like the mainstream sport for women,
Yeah.
very empowering because in Europe, okay, the origin of soccer is like, I mean, mostly powered by men.
Yeah.
Okay, even though each, each club also have women part, but it's not evident, not that
Yeah.
evident. But US and Sweden, sort of, and some Scandinavian country,
Yes.
Sweden and Norway, promote a lot of women's soccer. So I really admire those countries that expand some sporting venue to allow women to empower. Okay, so I'm glad indeed to have a chance to speak up with an ex soccer player
Yes.
in USA, and also US player always consider a very competent women's soccer
Yes.
player indeed. That's why I asking her why she went for. It's very big sport over there. Okay,
Yes.
and I wish that soccer will be more popular in everywhere in the world because women can be very involved. And I would love to know one thing.
Yes.
A lot of country, okay, in Asia, and probably even though in the traditional country that the soccer be originate from,
Yes.
they tend to perceive soccer like a men's sport, and it's require a lot of contact. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
If according to you, you actually played it before and now you're a coach, how would you explain or actually change their perceptions about the violence, the abuse, physical abuse that might occur during crash
Yeah.
or in the sport, in the soccer especially.
So I on like my premier team and my travel team that I played on, it was all girls, but I've also played on co-ed teams where
Mm,
it's boys and girls.
mm,
And I've always been a very strong advocate of like I can do anything a boy can do, so it's not that's like out of the question for me. Like I can play on the same field as you.
mm,
And I just feel it's just girls going out there and telling people. Like, I can hold my own on this field, and I don't need a man to tell me that I can't. And I've definitely played against boys that I've been better than, and I've played against boys that are better than me. So it goes both ways, but I feel like there are different rules for men's soccer, obviously, that allow the more violent plays, and like girls can't slide, men
Mm,
can. But I feel like those are like more for like our like physical safety, and not just because like we're like dainty women. It's because like we can actually get like physically hurt, like, and not be able to like reproduce or
mm.
like, so I feel like some of them are actually looking out for us, but some restrictions should be more equalized.
Right, and it's quite a big issue over the year, indeed, about the pay. Okay, so
Yes.
I would love to know, okay, your standpoint. Okay, as someone that got really sporting blood in yourself, so would you agree if women and men got the equal pay in sport, like especially soccer? It's a
Uh,
big knowledge, I think.
well, for USA, women should make more than the men for soccer. Like,
Wow.
I mean, they're doing so well. I for sports, they're like, I definitely believe in equal pay for sure across all professions. But for sports, in some aspects, if you're doing well and you're getting to the playoffs or the championships, you should get paid more. I think you should get like a bonus or something. And I
Yeah.
think that USA girls soccer definitely deserves equal, if not more pay.
Right. So how far is this going now? If women and men in soccer have been paid equally, have you got there yet?
I don't think so. I think that it's still a little lower for women.
All right.
But
Okay.
but they did win the last couple years. So I feel like that, and there's been a lot of like controversy about it, like in the media and everything. So I feel like that's gonna play a part in them hopefully getting equal pay in the future.
So what about popularity? Which is more popular? I mean, in terms of commercial, all right, commercial attendance, like uh, when the team compete in the field or in the stadium. I
Hmm.
mean, which men? I mean, between men and women's sport, soccer. Actually, which one? You know,
Well, I'm
or
gonna
who
men's
wins?
soccer probably fills up more, but I think it's just like the region we're in. There's not
Mm,
a lot of pro girl teams or even semi-pro teams
mm,
around where I live.
mm,
Like, I think there's only one
mm.
semi-pro team for New England, or like around New England for girls. But for guys, there's a few, and we have like New England Revolution that play right in Massachusetts. So like, there's just more boys teams, so they have a larger fan base.
Mm,
But
mm.
I go to both games. I'll be at both.
So, Mikala, okay,
Yes.
if someone, all right, in the federation watching us now, and I give you some time to spread your equal pay message, okay, to them, especially a lot of some who actually haven't got there yet of the point, they tend to counter what you believe that, men got like more power and get bigger physicality, and we kick hard, we kick long,
Yeah.
and we serve with the speediest
Yeah.
tennis ball. Okay, so we trained harder than you. So actually, we should pay. It's okay now. It's okay that we pay high. We have been paid by higher than you. So if they base on that this kind of conception, how would you counter all of that disagreement against your equal pay basis?
Well, I would tell them to look at the stats. Like, look at the scores, and then tell me that we don't deserve equal pay. Like, look at the the women are doing and look at how well they're performing and then compare it to the men and see who should be getting paid more or if they should be getting paid equally. Because I think that it'll prove that they're deserving of equal pay. And even if the scores weren't like as great as they have been, they're still putting in the same work as the men are, and they're still going out there every day and performing. So I think that it should be equal.
Okay, I think it should be equal as well. Okay, all right. My I translate in Thai just a little bit. Okay.
Yep.
คืออย่างนี้นะครับวันนี้เป็นแขกของโก้คือคุณมิเคล่าโจลี่นะครับมิสโรดไอแลนด์เอิร์ธนะครับ2021นะคุณมิเคล่าเนี่ยมีประสบการณ์มากนะคะเริ่มประกวดนางงามเมื่ออายุ18ประกวดมิส USA ก่อนนะครับแล้วจากนั้นเนี่ยมาเป็นตัวแทนของอเมริกาเลยนะมิสอินเตอร์เนชั่นแนลปี2015เสร็จแล้วก็กลับมา USA มิส USA อีกครั้งนะครับแล้วก็เว้นไปเพื่อไปเรียนต่อโทนะครับเรียนปีที่จบแล้วเรียนโทนะครับเว้นไปพักนึงจนกระทั่งปีที่แล้วเนี่ยทำมิสเอิร์ธโรดไอแลนด์เนี่ยติดต่อคุณมิเคล่านะว่าสนใจไหมที่จะมาลงประกวดนะครับเป็นตัวแทนของทางมิสโรดไอแลนด์เพราะว่าคุณมิเคล่ามีประสบการณ์เยอะคือผ่านมาหมดทุกซิสเต็มเลยซิสเต็มใหญ่ๆทั้งนั้น USA International แล้วก็มาคราวนี้เนี่ยคุณมิเคล่าเนี่ยเป็นคุณครูนะคะเป็นคุณครูด้านศิลปะจบทั้ง Visual Art มาแล้วก็จบปริญญาโทแล้วด้วยนะคะแล้วปัจจุบันเนี่ยก็คือสอนนักเรียนคราวนี้เนี่ย advocacy ของคุณเมเคล่าก็คือการนำวัสดุเนี่ยการนำวัตถุดิบทั้งหลายแหล่เนี่ยกลับมานำมาใช้อีกนะคะก็จะกระดาษเนี่ยที่สอนนักเรียนแกก็นำมาใช้นะคะและที่สำคัญเนี่ยแก advocate นักเรียนด้วยและที่สำคัญเนี่ยแกเดินสายในรัฐเลยนะไปโรงเรียนหลายที่แล้วก็ไปสอนศิลปะแต่การนำศิลปะของแกไปสอนเนี่ยก็คือว่าแก advocate เรื่องรักโลกไปด้วยอย่างเช่นกระดาษที่ใช้แล้วก็ให้เด็กใช้เด็กเกรดนี้ใช้กระดาษอย่างนี้เด็กอีกเกรดนึงแกสอนอีกอย่างนึงคือแบบแกแบบมีความตั้งใจมากๆนะครับนะก็คือชีวิตแกน่าสนใจมากและที่สำคัญก็ถามคุณมิคล่าเนี่ยเคยเป็นนักกีฬาฟุตบอลนะซ็อกเกอร์คือเตะบอลนี่แหละเรื่องจริงแบบเป็นเรื่องเป็นราวเลยคราวนี้ก็เลยถามเขาบอกว่าเนี่ยทำไมถึงเลือกซ็อกเกอร์คือเขาบอกเขาชอบเล่นอย่างนึงอ่ะก็คือมันแบบคล้ายๆว่าคนรอบตัวเขาก็สนับสนุนแล้วคุณพ่อเลี้ยงของคุณมิเคล่าเนี่ยนะครับก็เป็นโค้ชของคุณมิเคล่าตั้งแต่เด็กๆเนาะแล้วแกก็เล่นจริงจังแล้วแต่ปัจจุบันแกเลิกไปแล้วนะแต่ว่าแกเป็นโค้ชสำหรับให้เด็กเล่นคราวนี้เขาเลยถามว่าก็เลยบอกแฟนๆว่ารู้ไหมว่าในโลกเนี้ยทีมwomen soccer team of United States of America เนี่ยก็คือ is a powerhouse นะก็คือว่าเป็นแบบเบอร์หนึ่งของโลกนะฟุตบอลหญิงเนี่ยคือใหญ่ยิ่งใหญ่มากๆนะครับแกบอกใช่นะก็เลยแบบชื่นชมเขานะแล้วก็ถามว่ามันมีประเด็นเรื่อง equal pay นะผู้หญิงกับผู้ชายเนี่ยในวงการกีฬาโดยเฉพาะซ็อกเกอร์ผู้หญิงนะเขาเคยพูดกันคราวนี้คุณมิเคล่าเนี่ยมองยังไงบอกว่าคุณมิเคล่าบอกว่าฉันมองว่ายังไงก็ควรต้องจ่ายเท่ากันก็เลยบอกแล้วจะพูดยังไงกับคนที่พูดว่าก็ผู้หญิงตัวเล็กกว่าคือแบบเข้าสกัดอะไรเจ็บน้อยกว่าเตะบอลก็อาจจะไกลน้อยกว่าเตะเบากว่าคราวนี้เลยบอกว่าคือมันไม่ได้วัดกันตรงนั้นไงมันไม่ได้วัดกันว่าเตะหนักเตะเบามันวัดการสามารถเป็นที่นิยมไหมเพอร์ฟอร์มดีไหมพอเพอร์ฟอร์มดีใช่ไหมออเดียนซ์ดีแล้วก็มัน empowering คนสนใจและที่สำคัญเพอร์ฟอร์มดีระดับชาติได้ถ้วยโทฟี่ได้รีวอร์ดอะไรพวกนี้คือมันนำชื่อเสียงเพราะฉะนั้นก็ควรจะได้รางวัลเท่าไหมล่ะหรือดีกว่าจริงๆคือคุณมิเคล่าบอกว่าฟุตบอลหญิงเนี่ยในอเมริกานะโดยเฉพาะในอเมริกาคุณมิเคล่าบอกควรจะต้องจ่ายดีกว่าผู้ชายคุณมิเคล่าบอกนะซึ่งอันนี้ก็ถ้าเอาพูดถึงความสำเร็จจริงๆนะถ้าวัดความสำเร็จก็มองว่าใช่นะ I told a friend that I agree with you in terms of what you advocate that especially in USA soccer sport for ladies should be rewarding higher than the counterpart because according to the accurate they earned okay especially in the world player It's very hard indeed. It's so hard. Okay, and USA always consistent in
Yeah.
performing excellently. Okay, in terms of soccer. So I'm champion. Okay, for equal pay
Yes.
in USA. All right.
Yes.
Especially in soccer. Okay, and also for the fans, one thing is very interesting, and Mikila, um, I really love her because she very sophisticated, and I mean always avant-garde. Okay, in many aspects of life, she vegetarian. Okay,
Yes.
she has been vegetarian for 12 years.
Yes.
And I'm touching on this a little bit before entering the program. I asking her about have has she actually on plant-based diet. So let's us listen how she going with the plant-based diet. So have you ever tried it?
Have I ever tried what? Sorry.
Plant-based diet,
Yes.
plant-based
Yes.
plant-based diet. Yep.
Yeah. Most of
Okay.
my diet is primarily plants, like salads every day or like a green smoothie.
Mm.
But I love salad because I'll just put anything. Sometimes I'll have salad with berries. Sometimes I'll have salad with different vegetables. Just mix it up and change it.
So, your eating habit. I wonder indeed.
Yes.
Is there something correlate between correlating between your eating habit and your advocacy to conserve to actually conserve the earth? Because some say that
Yes.
when you're eating meat less, you have saving the earth better.
Yeah. So, um, like for like meat distribution and factories that are slaughtering animals and
Mm,
sending the meat out, they
mm,
actually give off like terrible emissions into the
mm,
environment. So
mm,
by eating green, I'm avoiding putting out those emissions into the environment. And the more people that eat green, the less negative emissions there will be. So
mm,
I always promote different ways of eating green. And some people will be like, I can't find the protein or it's not filling enough.
mm,
And I feel like there's so many different alternatives now for plant
mm,
based. Like you can do beans, you can do different like soy, or you can do like tofu or tempeh. There's just so many different ways and different like ways you can flavor things so that it doesn't taste the same. Like cauliflower can be a million different things. And I just think that the more people know, the more prone they would be to switching their diet.
right. Considering from what you undertaking, okay, in life, actually, you demand a lot of energy daily. Like you teaching,
Yes.
you being coach in the sport, and
Mhm.
also in your brain,
Yes.
you actually produce a lot of creativity um, as
Mhm.
to promote your cause in the school. So a lot of people, still not actually into believing a plant-based diet would help save the earth better and also in line with promote our health as
Mhm.
well. So because they said they believe that okay, they need a lot of energy in life, especially when they get exercise, and
Mhm.
plant-based diets wouldn't actually compensate what they lost during that session. So you actually
Yeah.
very involved in the sport, okay, and very active in daily life. So
Mhm.
from your experience, can you say something different from what they're thinking?
So I feel like how I said earlier, there's definitely a lot of different alternatives that you can find protein sources. And for people who don't believe that going plant based would make a difference, I can show them the figures. I can show them the numbers on the facts of the emissions that are going into the planet from making meat and distributing meat
Mm,
versus plants because it's drastically different.
mm,
And so I just feel like again, the more people know, the more prone they would be to change.
Right. Okay. So, hi, Aaron. Happy New Year to you too. Aaron is the fan from Indonesia. Would you mind to say hi to Aaron, please?
Hi, Aaron. Happy New Year.
And also Jackie GU from Philippines. Happy New Year. Kaides admin call me. Thank you indeed. Okay. Might you say hi again to Jackie, please?
Hi, Jackie.
Philippines.
Happy New Year.
Okay. All right. So, Mikala,
Yes.
before we going to close the chapter, what kind of meaningful impact actually you expect yourself to deliver if you're going to win Miss Earth USA?
So I live by be the change that you want to see in the world. So I'm going to continue to practice what I teach and continue to spread messages of recycling and ocean conservation and climate change and environmental awareness across the country. So that's
Mm,
what I would like to do if I was awarded the title of Miss Earth USA.
wow. Okay. So, about ocean conservation, what kind of solution would you offer?
So
For
first, like cutting out plastic, of course,
mm,
and just a lot of ocean cleanups. Like I
mm,
obviously live in Rhode Island, which is the ocean state. So
mm,
we have miles of ocean and we have a lot of organizations that are dedicated to just keeping the oceans clean.
mm,
But it's definitely important everywhere and it's affecting the wildlife in the ocean and it's affecting seafood that people are eating and there's particles of plastic in the food
mm,
and it's just very important for a number of reasons to keep the oceans clean. So that's
mm,
definitely important to me.
mm. Okay, Mikala. Honestly, okay, I would love to say, as long as I interview several, um, um, then quite, numerous contestants that share the same advocacy as you. So, okay, if I give you a chance to make yourself stand out among the crowd, okay, which share the same advocacy as you, like upcycling and also ocean conservation, what do you think in yourself that you're going to present and make yourself distinctive out of the rest?
So something that makes me unique out of the rest is that I am a licensed skydiver and I am
Mm,
a certified scuba diver. So
mm,
I can see Earth from above and from below, and obviously at ground level as well. But I just think that it's, oh my God, oops. I think that it's just awesome to see it from all levels and to appreciate it from all levels. And it's awesome. And I hope to skydive in every state or country in the future that I travel to.
right. Okay. So, I would go a little bit extreme. I mean, tell me, how would you link your skydiving to link skydiving with your advocacy, like um, um,
So I actually,
collecting collecting the trash, sort of.
it would definitely be hard to collect trash in the air, but I've actually used my skydiving for a giveaway. I
Mm,
had people raise fundraisers for a wildlife conservation in Florida when I was down there.
mm,
And I partnered with the organization that I got my skydiver's license with.
mm.
And the winner of the raffle got to go skydiving. So,
Wow.
yes. So it was very, very cool. And they went for their first time. So that was exciting.
Okay, you win. Okay, you win over me because if you according to your answer, definitely I could remember you out of other because okay, there's one lady who's skydiving and
Yes.
distribute raffle as well. Okay,
Yes.
that's good. That's good idea. Okay, so before you go, any empowering message that you would love to inspire, not only the young generation, but the whole population of the earth to get involved more in bettering the environment?
I just hope that everyone is keeping the earth clean and doing what they can to make the world a better place. And when I am cleaning and when I am looking out in the environment and trying to do my part, I'm thinking of the world that I want to bring my kids, my future children into. And I just want them to be in a healthy environment. I want them to be able to go outside and breathe clean air and live a healthy life. So I feel like that's just important for me to advocate for now so it'll be real in the future.
Okay, so it's kind of a global message indeed.
Yes.
Right. So all the fans,
Mhm.
I really enjoying talking with her. Very seamless. Okay, do you feel that? I feel very seamless when it's going through. And tonight is a Happy New Year Eve.
Yes.
In within hours in Asia is going to be New Year's. Okay, so before we go, Mikala, you're
Yes.
very special of mine
Thank-
because you the last. Okay, you are the last guest in
That's
my program of the year. Okay, so my you sent a very special message to all the fans worldwide, especially in Asia because we advance into New Year before you. Okay.
oh my God.
Um,
Yeah, you do.
Yes. So,
Yes.
we expecting some celebration. Before we go that, we need some inspiration and some celebrating message from you
Yes.
first. Okay. You're very special tonight.
Thank you. So happy New Year, everyone. I hope that you go into the new year prosperous and happy and welcoming all that life has to offer you. And I hope that you have a great evening and happy celebrations.
Yes, thank you indeed. And for all the fans worldwide, especially in USA, I would love to thank you all watching, and I would love to send my secretary a message beforehand, okay? Because we're going to advance before you. I wish you a very happy new year, 2022, and I wish Mikala will doing good, excellently in the contest, and
Thank you.
also other other peers of her as well. All right, and I wish everyone succeeded as they project their own part into next year, and especially the fans in Asia. We're going to get the New Year's, and I wish all the fortune, all the life that's going on. Will keep you going into the prosperous way for the next year. All right. I wish you a happy New Year for tonight, and thank you indeed for Mrs. Rhode Island's organization, especially Mikala Joly, Miss Rhode Island's Earth 2021 USA, to join my program and share a lot of thought. Very, very resourceful. Okay, she's very eloquent and also very substantive. All right. Please help support my queen. Very special queen. Okay. Um, she wear a lot of hats. Okay, artist, teacher, soccer coach, and soccer player, skydiver, and I couldn't tell it all. I think I got very limited memory. Okay, uh, please follow Mikala IG at Miss Rhode Island's Earth. Am I correct here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Please give her some support, share, and read her post, and definitely follow her journey. The coronation night is coming up on the 8th of January 2022. So follow up her. Okay. Thank you indeed. I wish you a happy new year, and I wish all what you expecting to become true
Thank you
within the
so much. Thank you so much for having me. This has been awesome.
yeah, definitely. Thank you indeed, and I wish that you would follow my program always
Of
and follow
course.
my post. Thank you, and see you. Okay. Oh, don't forget. Okay, don't forget to send
Yes.
me IG and I post. That's very lovely. I can tell that it's exactly me. Okay,
Yes.
it mini me, mini go. My, have you already have you already signed your autograph on?
I can do it right
Yeah,
now.
please, to make sure that I got the original one. Okay,
Oh
from the
yeah.
art. Thank you indeed for tonight. Have a good night, all the fans worldwide in USA, in Rhode Island, and in Thailand, Philippines, Indonesia, India, UK, and everywhere. Thank you indeed.
Thank
Happy
you
New
so
Year.
much. Happy New
Thank you.
Year.
Bye. สวัสดีครับขอบคุณครับ